Welcome everybody to the Future Professional Wrestling Podcasting, the Body Slam Radio. Of course, my name is Duncan Welker. I am your host, and today on the Body Slam Radio, we're going to be talking about some good old-fashioned
spoilers.
Yes. So if you don't know already, Raw and Smackdown next week's Raw and Smackdown have already been recorded, and thanks to the power of the internet, the results have been given away. I swear, the internet would have made the Monday Night Wars so much harder. Anyways, so to contemplate with that fact, and the fact that I'm not going to be recording next Wednesday, I have decided to give these
spoilers
away on YouTube today. So, let's begin. Monday Night Raw will be aired these Monday Night Raw spoilers are for the episode that will be recorded, or will be aired rather, next week on Christmas Eve. Elias versus Bobby Lashley in a Miracle on 34th Street fight. So, I don't have the entire synopsis, but I do have just a few key points here. I actually brought out some Legos. We all know how hard those are when you either step on them. They're more or less the PG equivalent of some good old-fashioned thumbtacks. Then Elias brought out a bowling ball. And, well, the end result is Elias winning. And then after the match, Elias poured eggnog on Lio Rush's head. That's a bad waste of an eggnog. That's bad. That's bad wasting of eggnog. Next match here, we got Rude and Gable versus The Revival. Now, everyone, including myself, was very excited to see that The Revival was getting a tag team shot, but unfortunately, all I had to do...
You just have to believe
in the fact that The Revival aren't winning in this match. But seriously, though, the Revival loses in this match. That was depressing. Next up, we got Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler. Finn wins this match, and that's really all you need to know. Next up, women's match here. We got a six-woman tag team match, I should say. Sasha, Bayley, and Ember versus Mickie James, Dana Brooke, which, by the way, wasn't she a face for Titus Worldwide? I'm really lost how she just changed from one character to another like that. Like, I don't know, people. It's weird. It really is. So Sasha, Bayley, and Ember will be facing off against the team of Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Alicia Fox. Fair to say, Sasha, Bayley, and Ember will defeat Mickie, Dana, and Alicia. Our second title match for this Raw, Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. Of course, Natalya won this title shot on, it be this week's Raw, I guess? Yeah, sure, okay. On this week's Raw, in an 8-woman gauntlet match, she won. She would face Ronda Rousey on this episode that was recorded, and, well, you know the rest. So, here is the end result of that match. Ronda Rousey defeats Natalya to retain the Raw Women's title. Next match, I should say, rather. Heath Slater versus Jinder Mahal. 3MB freaking reunion, guys! Excited for that match. It didn't really say who won, like where I'm getting the results from. Didn't really say who won that match. But here's what you do need to know. Santa Claus came out, and you know who was Santa Claus? Rhino. So he wasn't fired after all. So I would assume Heath win this match. So yeah, okay, Heath win this match. And then in the main event, Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin. Seth Rollins defeats Baron Corbin. It's just that simple, really. All right, that is it for the Raw
spoilers.
Now we move over to the SmackDown.
Spoilers.
And with that yeet, with the note paper. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus The Bar. That match ends when Anderson Gallows hits the Magic Killer on Cesaro to pick up the win. Next up here, we got Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas. Mustafa Ali wins this match. Next we got Samoan Joe versus Jeff Rhaenyra Hardy. Jeff wins via countout.
Wonderful.
The main event here, we got a huge
Spoilers.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States title, and you know who wins? Rusev!
Wonderful.
All is right with the world again. Rusev is United States champion, and that's kind of it. Anyways, that's it for the opening contest segment of the show. We will be right back with the Future Professional Wrestling Podcasting, the Body Slam Radio. Welcome back to the Future Professional Wrestling Podcasting, the Body Slam Radio. Here in our mid-card segment, we're going to talk about some news from the world of wrestling. Now in the opening contest segment, I said Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas. And you may be asking yourself, why is Mustafa Ali on SmackDown? Isn't he a cruiserweight? Well, it was announced last night that Mustafa Ali would now become an official part of the SmackDown Live roster. Ring of Honor signed Bandito this weekend. It's not been officially confirmed yet, but it's been going around many wrestling news sites and so forth. Former WWE superstar Jack Swagger will make his Bellator MMA debut on January 20th, 2019. Or maybe 26. I can't read my own handwriting. The Elite and Cody Rhodes, well, most of the Elite anyways. Marty Scurll is still in Ring of Honor, but the Elite and Cody leaves Ring of Honor. Mark Henry believes now that after WWTLC, women can main event WrestleMania. I believe that too, Mark Henry. Good for you. Chris Jericho busted open Shingo Takagi. I probably screwed that name up. After a stiff chair shot. Now, Shingo Takagi is a member of Los Ingobernables de Japón. I don't know if I said that right either. But, you know, he has this whole feud with Tetsuya Naito. And what better way to keep your rivalry fueled by attacking a stable member that your main rival is also in. And finally, Rob Van Dam this weekend teased a wrestling return. Of course, Rob Van Dam worked the show PCW Ultra against Pentagon Jr. I could be wrong though. And that was it because he's had many concussion-related issues and so forth. That is it for the mid-card segment of the show. We'll be right back with the main event segment of the show. The main event segment of the show will feature my top 4, yes, top 4, not top 5, not top 10, but top 4 WWE holiday moments. And welcome back to the Future Professional Wrestling Podcasting, the Body Slam Radio. Now, in the main event, this is the main event segment of the show, and this week's main event segment, in the spirit of the holidays, I'm going to give you my top 4 WWE holiday moments. Coming in at number 4, a DX Christmas. Not the 2009 one. That was just a cheap plug for merch and whatever else. No, I'm talking about the 1997 one. You know the one. Yeah. Coming in at number 3, the Miracle on 34th Street fight match from the December 18th, 2012 edition of Raw, where John Cena faced Alberto Del Rio after Alberto Del Rio ran over Santa Claus, which I think was just Mick Foley. But I could be wrong. In this match, it was just chaotic, it was fun, and it was wrestling. It's just that simple. Coming in at number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Actually, no, that's not my number 2. Sorry. Let me correct that. My number 2 favorite WWE holiday moment is the Good Santa versus the Bad Santa. Good Santa was, of course, represented by Mark Henry, and the Bad Santa was represented by Damien Sandow. Now, what stuck out to me the most in this match was the peppermint kendo sticks. So they were just regular kendo sticks wrapped in probably red tape or so forth. I loved it just because it was so fun and chaotic. I love hardcore matches. I don't know why. I always have. And finally, coming in at number 1, Stone Cold Stunning Santa Claus. I actually believe it was on, no, wait, no, and I was going to say I believe it was on the same show as the DX Christmas, but I think that was a year earlier, or maybe a year later. I don't know, but that's just my favorite, just because it's so fun to see Stone Cold Middle in his most Stone Cold-ish, or Stone Cold-esque, rather, just stunning Santa Claus, and it's so fun to watch. It just really is. So that wraps the show up for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in to the future of professional wrestling podcasting, the Old Body Slam Radio. See you guys next time.